Hey guys, welcome back to Drip and Farm for Poverty. I'm your host, Drip Coach, and let's jump right into it. So in today, eating a slice of that humble pie, like I said, being transparent and honest with you guys when I make mistakes and say things that turn out to be false, but keeping you up to date with the information. So we got some changes, more changes in the DripX ecosystem, and again, a humble pie apology. So I go back to this video that I put out 6 days ago, and right here, there was a comment from Jake Sharp, I guess from the Titanx community or somebody else from Titanx. And this statement was made here. 8-day miners coming out can nuke the chart 99% and still have ammo to send it even lower because of how they designed their initial LP. Now, this was supposedly because a dev that he had looked into the back end. Now, all I can comment on is this initial piece. 8-day miners coming out can nuke the chart 99%. That is 100% exactly what happened to a T. Now, I don't know what's going to happen going forward, but that's where we're going to get into the new changes. And we are seeing a slight pump on here, so I don't want to negate that as well. Just want to let you guys know that, yep, I was wrong. I don't know anything about the liquidity. I don't know anything about the Titanx protocol. I'm not a dev. I don't look at the code. None of that. I have no idea. So this part of the statement has played out to be factual. This part is wrong. The 6 owners and liquidity backing, I showed you guys that. This other piece about the kind of being pre-mined, that kind of does have some legs, because remember, the liquidity came from Wrap Drip, and Wrap Drip came from OG Drip, and all of the OG Drips sitting in wallets did indeed come from a bunch of the whales that had way more than any of us that got wrecked. So there are some legs to that statement that this was built based on the backs of people that had the liquidity and all that to do so, and could be the ones to manipulate chart. Now, I didn't look at the wallet that made the big sales and try to trace all that out. I don't care. I'm not going to do all that digging. It was like 1 or 2 and they had the big hits. But the point is that there is some validation there because of the way that the liquidity was built out. And again, the bulk of those people being the OG drippers that had huge bags. So I don't know how the rest of this will play out. But this piece here, the contract is a proxy upgradable contract, which means they can change any and all logic, and admin can rug the entire project. Yes, that is a red flag, but the changing the logic can be in our benefit. And that's exactly what we're going to get into now, because they have now capped it at 40 billion. So we started the first 8 days, 300 billion. Then we were at 100 billion for maybe 2 or 3 days. I'm not even sure. It didn't last that long. And now we're at 40 billion. And they have also increased the buy and burn from 0.1 to 1 BNB to now 2 BNB. So they are definitely trying to find a way to curb inflation, and that could be exactly what's happening here. If you zoom in, unfortunately, we lost a lot of zeros, and we got all those zeros right back. So we're at 5 zeros, but there's little pumps on the chart here. So the team is innovating and making adjustments. And as of this video, ViperX, as far as I'm aware of, is not updated or added yet. So that's a mechanic that he's going to probably be releasing later this week. And that's exactly what we'll probably cover in the AMA that will be coming up in about 15 hours from this video. But I did just want to, again, admit about this. And that's why you have to do your own research. So there may be people from other communities that are shitting on the project, but you have to read what they say and then go look at this yourself and not believe, but verify, is it true or is it just someone hating on the project? So this happened exactly as this person stated. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, again, I don't know the mechanics of Titanx, but I do believe that Hustleman Matt and the team are going to continue to try to innovate. And like I said, don't trust, verify. So for now, all I can verify is that they are indeed making changes to the contracts and trying to get this inflation under wraps from the stakes that came out. And they're also trying to prevent people from dumping the new stakes that come mature by making Viper X a way to incentivize them to move their stakes straight over to the long-term staking. So I keep saying stakes, man, move their miners over to long-term staking. So like, for example, me, when this gets to 30 32 days, because that's 51%, I could pay the 0.1 BNB and move this over to the 3,500 day stake. And that removes these tokens that I would get and being able to dump them on the market, and they're locked up. So that does have some benefit. Now that does also, as we stated, add to the dilution of the payouts, but that's where all these other innovative things are trying to do to get people to buy or mine DripX, which adds to the buy and burn pool. So as of right now, there is an issue. People are not buying or creating miners if they are indeed getting in with BNB, which actually it looks like from the payouts, not payouts, from the buy and burn, this contract continues to go down. So no new miners have been made, or at least if they are being made, they're not exceeding the buy and burn that is coming available here. So this value continues to go down because no new money's coming in to add to this. And I showed you guys what this percentage, if this is staked anywhere, especially with wrap BNB, it's not going to be enough to offset this. So I believe the team is looking at trying to patch this hole, and ViperX is the first step in that. But the big issue, like I mentioned in my previous video, is this chart and preventing new people from dumping all of their new mine drip. Now, even though not mine DripX that's coming, that matures, even though there may be a negative ROI on it, like right now I actually have a 13% ROI on this one that I could dump. So if there are other people that build bigger bags than me, then we might see that liquidity get sold off again. Because remember, right now this buy and burn is affecting the chart, actually be affecting this chart, DripX and wrap drip. So it'd be this one. And of course, anyone that has DripX available that they were mining, if they get a huge bag of it, or it didn't cost them that much to get in, and it's in these early days, I believe that they're just going to eat up this little bitty liquidity that we have here. Because again, you can see just from my stakes, I have, a small 13%, and day 13 is just 36 hours away. So who knows what other people are looking at, but at least we're seeing now that there is some positive ROI from the initial miners that were created. So days 15, 16, 17, all that. So all that could end up doing is just creating sell pressure on the token. Again, people are not incentivized to stake, and this chart keeps them from doing that, in my humble opinion. So these are questions we can ask Matt. But I don't see anyone looking to lock up their tokens to get a little bit of BNB dividends. I see them as probably dumping this again. And so all this ammo that keeps getting put in the buy and burn will just keep getting eaten up due to the stakes that are coming available. Now, the fact that they did the miners that are coming available, the fact that they did lower this to a smaller amount means that there is less of it that can be generated. But all of these are already at the max, so it's still enough to cause some serious inflation if these are not locked up. So we will see if ViperX affects this. I made the personal recommendation to Matt, and he said no. But I think the depreciation of when your miners come available and you are hit with that 1% of decay, basically, if it sits here and you don't claim it into your wallet, you basically get a 1% after the first 7 days. So I'm starting on day 8. If you let it just sit here, you are losing 1% of the value. I think it should happen the same way sitting in the wallet. That way you incentivize everybody with DripX in their wallet to stake it or pair it into a contract. That way it's being used. It's either on PCS in version 3 with DripX and wrap drip, or DripX and BNB, or it's staked. That way people are not sitting with it in their wallet, and they're actually putting it to use and not just collecting it. Because what I believe is going to happen, so I'm just using this video as documentation, is I believe we will see basically exactly what we saw with OG Drip. So people are able to get DripX right now by mining, and then there's no incentive for them to keep it in, aka the faucet, which is the staking contract. So what they're going to do is collect when their miners come available. They will make sure they come in here and claim their miners so that they don't hit that 1% per day depreciation. But there's no incentive for them to put it into the staking contract nor is there an incentive for them to pair it with liquidity. So therefore, what's going to happen? You're going to see these values start to creep up. People are going to start holding more and more DripX. Right now, you got one person holding is at what is that? 100 million, 11 billion. And you can see that 40 billion is able to be released each day. Let's see how long it would take to get 1 billion tokens. It's going to be about 130 days. Yep. So if you were able to drop in $400 basically, so 425, just over $400, you are able to now get 1 billion tokens at the 130-day mark. Now that's still 10% off of what this person has here, but I'm just showing you how it doesn't take a lot of capital, figuratively of course, to start collecting a lot of DripX tokens in your wallets. So to me personally, there is definitely in my humble opinion, a flaw within the logic and the game theory, because there's no incentive to create miners exactly right now due to the price action. And then there's with that price action, of course, on the charts, there's no incentive for new capital to come in. And for the capital that is in, you have people just looking at heading for the hills to get out, because also the staking right now, it may not be as lucrative to get your ROI out. So this does not look good for an initial launch, and it's not attractive for new capital. Now, granted, of course, like I said, I'm showing you both sides. There's a lot of liquidity still here, 3.6 million, and the team is quickly making moves and things of that nature. So who knows what else they will develop? Who knows what Viper X will have, how it will affect the ecosystem? Maybe the psychology I'm pointing out will change, and people will start to stake, and they will take their miners out early and move them over to staking, and then we'll see positive price action. I honestly have no idea. That is the nature of the game, and why this comment, the contract's proxy upgradable contract, is an actual good thing, because the team is looking at what's happening, and of course they want to see this project get some legs and have some longevity. So I'm just pointing out what I see, being transparent with you guys. I've seen in the comments, a lot of people are like, yeah, they're staying away. A lot of people are like, okay, the moves have been made, let's see what happens. I'm on the fence, so I'm showing you both sides. The positive about them making the changes, more DripX being burned, reducing the total supply of inflation. Those are all positive things, 100%. But also I do see an issue with this chart in regards to marketing, as well as piggybacking off of this, saying the 8-day miners coming out. I don't think any more of the 8-day miners can nuke the charts. I believe they have sold off. So if they're still holding on any DripX tokens, it's not going to have an effect. But any of the liquidity that continues to get added into it, as people's miners become mature, they will sell these profits, as I showed you again with data, because I'm showing you my miners. There's a 13% ROI sitting right there in 36 hours, 10% now. So it's going down. But at some stage, there will be enough liquidity, or not the ROI profit, for people to make a quick 10%, 20%. And that sell-off will not be enough to offset the buy and burn that's coming here, because eventually this does run out of ammo. This $800, $837 every 10 minutes doesn't last long. I showed you guys in the previous video, when it was half of this, it was barely 29 days. This now, by mathematical standpoint, would be 15 days, 2 weeks. So we will see what happens, man. So by the time we get to this 28th day, we should have enough data to make some determinations, because now with these prices, this puts us at about 15 days. Let's do the math on that real quick. So let's do the math here. 837 times 10. That's times 6. Times 6 is 5,022. So remember, every 10 minutes. So times 6, that's 1 hour. Times 24, it's $120,000. So it doesn't take a genius. Don't even do this that much. You got 1.6 million here, 120,000. You multiply that by 12, you get a 144 million. So it's about 14, 15 days at these prices. Now they can change this, so I'm not saying it's going to run out, but at this rate, if they're burning $837 every 10 minutes, so 837 times 6, if they're not getting $5,022 every hour from new capital, then this number goes down. It's just simple math. So I don't know what's going to happen, but adding that 15 days to where we're at currently at day 12, that's why I'm saying by this, we will have some good indicator of what's going on. So these are the pros and cons, both sides. And again, the humble apology. So whoever wrote this was spot on with this, and I didn't give it any legs because I was assuming everything was Safu, and that the way that they had designed this was to capitalize on some of the issues they saw with Titan X. Now I'm assuming the team did make these improvements with the best intentions, but don't trust but verify. And all we can do is verify that this took place. And I believe Moonshot Max or somebody else actually showed the wallet. I haven't dug into that, but supposedly it was like one bad actor. I don't care if it was one, if it was five, it doesn't matter. It's all the same from projects that I've seen so far in DeFi. It doesn't take much, and then it just wrecks the entire community. So a handful of people eat off of this, and then the rest get wrecked. So this will take some effort to clean up. And again, shouts out to them. They are working in that direction, but we have to see how this plays out. So I'm already in with the $1,000 I put in, and we will see where this goes from there. And I will document this as we go forward and keeping you guys up to date and transparent. All right, that's all I got. Smash that HPO special. Brother out. Like, subscribe, comment down below. And until next time, lift daily and achieve your impossible. See ya. Want to pay your in real life bills with crypto? How about send crypto directly to anyone with a bank account? Spritz Finance is a decentralized solution to be your own bank and connect your crypto earnings to real-world bills and payments. They do not take custody of your assets and allow support on multiple blockchains and Web3 wallets. Sign up below using my referral link and you will get $50 back when you make your first $50 bill payment with crypto. Additionally, I will be using referral bonuses to airdrop, donate, or burn based on community feedback. Sign up now.